For this video, I have 3 goals. My first goal is to become a Demon Slayer. My second goal is to become a Hashira. And my third goal is to kill MUZAN, the most powerful demon. Can I achieve all my goals while playing in hardcore mode? Watch until the end to find out. Also, please subscribe, it is free and it helps me make more videos like this one. Also, leave a comment because I read and heart almost all of them. Thank you for over 30,000 subscribers, it's insane. Lastly, enjoy the video. It's day 1, I started off by looking at the sheep and brutally murdering it to death with my fist. After that, I saw a lonely tree sitting there and I needed some wood tools in the off chance that a demon would spawn in the day. I got the wood tools, saw the structure broken, and that is where I saw my first Hashira. I made my way into the house and that is where I found the whole gang here. I found Zenitsu, I found the pig guy, forgot his name, I think it's Inosuke, and I found Tanjiro. Zenitsu was guarding the pantry, and that is where I found a bunch of food so I wouldn't have to get any later on. In these smokers over here, I saw that there's charcoal and I took it because I could use that also later on, and I also took one of the smokers so I could cook food on the road. I decided to check the other barrels, and this one was full of all sorts of meats, and I was now set on food. In this closet over here that would not open for the life of me, I saw a futon and that would help me sleep, so I wouldn't need a bed, so I broke it and collected it through the door. While exploring, I saw this door with a sign over it, and inside there was a lot of cool things. There was a brewing stand with potions of poison and some chests with some stuff in them. I grabbed all of this for later because I knew I would want some of it. Inside this barrel there were some flowers and they were really pretty, so I took them later to put on my house. And behind me there was an enchanting table. I didn't know if I could mine it with my wooden pickaxe, but I could, and now I had an enchantment table on day 1. I also took some of the books for later so I can get higher level enchants. While exploring throughout the day, I found this village right here, and I was gonna go get some things, but first I had to ring this bell and annoy all the villagers. When I was looking around, I saw this abandoned nether portal, and there was some stuff inside. There's a sweeping edge gold sword and a silk touch golden axe, and I used it on a piece of grass, and yeah, it works. I was hanging out next to the cows and I heard something, and then I turned around and this spawned. It's a giant structure just spawned behind me on top of the village. I went in there and I saw Farmer Bob over here, and he was living his best life in his new crib. This place was insane looking, and there's like ponds out front and a lot of places, a lot of storage and everything. I wish this was my house. Not to mention there was an aquarium inside the house, and there's bookshelves. I went over with my silk touch axe and got those to get some higher level enchants, and now I had enough to get level 30 enchants. It was getting late and I knew that I had to kill my first demon tonight. So I went out looking for one and I saw one. I knew that I had to lure it over, block up, and then I'd be safe and I could kill it. I got its attention, it started running towards me, and I placed up 3 blocks so it wouldn't be able to hit me, and now I could kill it and become a demon slayer. I was swinging at it and I decided to use a bottle of poison on it, and I got to half a heart and almost failed the entire challenge already, but I was safe from the zombie and now I was a demon slayer. When you become a demon slayer, you get a lot of great armor, and I put it on. I tested out my sword to see what I got, and I got mist breathing. I really wanted thunder or like something cooler, but that'll do. I also got the monster hunter achievement by killing that zombie. Mist breathing wasn't all that bad after I saw that move that I could do. I placed down my futon and went to sleep. The next day I started to explore and I saw this desert temple right here, and I wanted to see if I could get any good loot. I went down, dropped down, I did not die yet, and there's a golden apple in this first chest, which was really nice. In the second chest, a lot of nothing. Another golden apple, and in the fourth chest, really nothing either. But I did get 2 golden apples from this. While exploring, I found this town, and I figured out later on that there were some chests inside each building. This one had a lot of food in it, and this one had a little bit more than food. I wasn't even looking at those netherite ingots, I was just looking for the iron. I was happy that I had iron, and then I went to check, and they were netherite, and I was able to get 3 netherite ingots on day 2. In the same town, I found this bathroom, and I hopped in the bath and did a dance. I thought I'd put that in. I left the house promptly after that on day 3. Found this new structure a little farther down. It had a chest out front, and I wanted to see what would be in it because it was a whole big thing, and it was nothing in the chest, and there were a lot of horses inside this building, so I had to help the owner out and get rid of them. I found Tanjiro on the side of the wall, and I offered him a peace treaty so he wouldn't kill me. I gave him some food and left. I continued adventuring using my new mist breathing, and this form was able to propel me forward really fast so I could go a lot quicker. Towards the end of day 3, I found this village right here, and I figured I'd stay the night here. I saw some people on this mountain fighting a lot of other demons and stuff, and I did not want to get involved with that. But I did figure that I'd be able to take out a few other smaller demons that I could kill to get my training level up. That is when I found Zenitsu again, and he was just looking off at that demon over there, and I'm like, okay, I'll let him kill her. I came back later, and he was still looking in that same direction, and this creeper almost killed both of us, but I launched it into the air. I found this demon over here. It looked really ugly, so I'm like, okay, easy training. I used some of my mist breathing forms, and this guy was not even going for me. He was going for the other guy. Now he started coming for me. He was really slow and not very powerful, I could tell, but he was still alive, so I kept hitting him with my mist breathing. Still alive, was not dying until I finally killed him. Later in the village, I found Rengoku and went right to bed after that. The next day, there was a demon out in broad daylight. I was gonna kill it, but the sun got to it first. Underneath this giant building that had spawned, there was a lot of mobs down here, and I said, alright, let's get some training in. I killed a lot of them, but there was so much going on, and I didn't want a creeper just to come out of nowhere and blow me up, so I left. Climbed this little mountain over here, and there's a lot of demon slayers up here. I didn't know what it was, but this guy was up here, so I knew it was something important. I looked at my achievements, and I saw that there were a few things I needed to do here, but I was going to hold off until I was stronger, so I left for the desert. I saw Tanjiro right here. It looked like he killed one of his comrades, and I was just going to completely ignore that. I headed for this village. There wasn't much I needed here, so I left pretty quickly, and that is when I saw this. I saw another corrupt nether portal, and it had a couple more golden apples and some silk touch items as well. During one of the night times, I found a bunch of mobs and this demon right here. I was pretty proud for killing that really quickly. I had got it in a couple hits. But then another demon came out of nowhere. I was gonna let Tanjiro completely handle that, so I just killed the mobs and then left. I ventured all the way back to where that other biome was, and that's when I saw this train. I knew exactly what was over here, but luckily it was daytime, so nothing could spawn yet. Hopefully. This was around the time where I wanted to build a house, and I found this birch forest, and I really don't build with birch much, so I was gonna stay here. I walked into this cave to maybe get some more ores or something. I had to kill a few mobs in here with my mist sword, but that was no big deal. Down farther in the cave next to some iron, I found this person. I didn't know if they were like friendly or not, but they ended up being friendly, and later on I realized that that was a Hashira. I was not gonna fight that person, and I went to bed on my futon. And on the middle of day 8, I emerged from my cave and looked for a good place to build a house. And on day 9, I found one. I found this place right in front of the water, and it was a really good place to build a birch house. I smelted up all the iron and made an iron axe to go collect a lot of wood to make this house. After a lot of wood gathering, I had plenty of wood to make my house, and now it is day 10. I woke up and I was feeling great. What better than to have me dig dirt on a montage? Let's be honest, you don't want to watch me place dirt. But I did finish up terraforming and flattening out the land, so now it's time to build the house. So my recording froze, and I'm going to summarize what I did. So I killed a lot more demons and got a couple more hearts. I also mined for a while and got some diamond armor. Now you're basically caught up, and back to the video. I was fighting the drum demon for a long time, and then this guy came out of nowhere and snaked my kill. I really wanted to kill him, but I didn't. I found Zenitsu right here, and I just admired his sword. I really wanted a thunder breathing sword. I also want to show you my house. I got a lot more done to it. I smelted glass, I placed a campfire and everything, added doors, and it looks a lot better. Now I needed to get a lot of food because I was running really low. While looking for animals to kill, I found this other giant structure right here, and I figured that I could get some things, like maybe something in this chest, but no. But, yeah, I just ended up collecting all these books because you can never have enough books. While running back home, I found another Hashira. This guy looked really cool in the mod. I wanted to kill him, but I knew that I wouldn't be able to, so I stuck by him and waited for nighttime so we could both kill demons together. I found this tongue demon and 2 ball demons, and I was not sure if I was going to be able to survive this. I was going to eat my gapple, but I had faith in myself. I was going to kill these demons. I kept using my wind breathing. They weren't getting me too low yet, but I had only killed the tongue demon, and there were still 2 ball demons left. I got trapped in this tree right here. I got one of them dead, and then the other one I finished off soon after that. The same night, I found her partner, the hand demon, the one that makes you fly really high in the air, and I was able to kill him really quickly. Right behind him, I found the freaking drum demon. I was not going to let another NPC demon slayer snake this kill. I kept using the mist breathing form that allows me to fly around him so he can't hit me with any of his drum attacks. And a little bit after that, I was able to finally get my revenge and kill the drum demon. I saw this other guy over here. I didn't know if he was a Hashira or not, but he did help me finish off that demon. He looked really cool, and he had thunder breathing, which I admired. There was another tongue demon that same night, / morning, and I finished off that one too. The same morning, I went back to my house to cook some of my food because I needed some more if I wanted to survive another night in this Demon Slayer world. I remembered that I had some netherite ingots and I had 2 pieces of diamond armor, so I made a smithing table and I got my diamond helmet off, my diamond boots, and I was able to make them into netherite armor. And with all that said and done, I was looking really cool. You craft the Demon Slayer armor with some wool and the Demon Slayer uniforms that you get by killing your first demon or by killing other Demon Slayers. And I was trying to see if I could upgrade the Rengoku uniform that I had made. So I got some red wool out, put my Rengoku uniform in there, and it didn't work. I also tried it with the pants too, and nothing worked. After 2 days of travel, I knew I needed a new sword soon because my sword was running pretty low. And after killing this Demon Slayer right here, I got another uniform that I could use to make into some new armor. While running, I found this other biome over here. It looked really cool, and I was going to go check it out. And I thought it had something to do with these missions right here. So I waited until night to see if anything would spawn, and one did. It was Ryu's dad. He was really cool in the anime, and I thought he'd do a lot of damage in this. He was pretty strong and muscly right here. But he actually didn't do a lot of damage to me. Maybe it's because I was so strong already. But he did do this cool jumping attack thing. It didn't really do all that much damage. I tried to use some other forms on my sword. I used the one I usually use, which does a lot of damage. I couldn't find him. I thought he was back there. So I ate up and healed up really quick when I saw him jump over here. He used this smashy attack thing that he copied from the Hulk. And he wasn't doing any damage other than that. He jumped towards me, no damage. He wasn't dying though, so I tried to use another mist attack. I launched him really far into the air. He still survived after that. I went back with my sword and killed him. Now that was Ryu's dad. I needed to find Ryu and finish him off too. I looked around for a long time. I was killing a lot of these little demon spider things and along with other demons with my axe because I didn't want my sword to break. Those little things were annoying me so much, so I just used my mist attack and killed all of them in one hit. And this axe did not do bad damage, let me just say that. I leveled up and got way more hearts and way more stronger as a Demon Slayer. I went over to the Drum Demon again with my axe this time to see how quick I could kill him. He kept hitting me back, but after like 4 or 5 good axe crits, I was able to kill him. While killing some lower ranked Demon Slayers for food and for some other things, I killed this one and he dropped a sword. This is going to be my second sword. I right clicked on it and I got an awesome sun sword. This sword looked absolutely sick and it was super powerful. I mean, just look at this attack. Yeah. 3 demons would be 0 issue for this sun breathing sword. I was able to do so much damage and like basically one tap everything. Even the serpent demon. The same night after killing a lot of demons and using my new sun sword, it was super powerful and I got a lot of new achievements. Then this demon came up. I thought it would be some regular demon, but it had like some flames coming out of it or something and it wasn't dying to my sun sword. My sun sword is super powerful and I used a lot of moves on it and it still wasn't dying. I was actually kind of scared at this point, but after a little bit of hits, it was able to be taken down quite easily and I got some more hearts from that. While I was eating my comrades and demon slayers and people like that, I killed this demon and got another achievement. It was pretty cool. I didn't know quite what it did. It was cool nonetheless. I used my sun breathing sword and it had a cool rainbow move that killed that guy in almost 2 hits. I found another drum demon. I used that rainbow move again. It was doing really great and then this guy died to the sun because he was stupid and walked out in front of it. I killed another demon and got another sword. This one had sun breathing again and it wasn't very useful, but still cool sun breathing sword. I did end up dropping it for the next generation to maybe pick it up because I didn't really need it. And after a few days of traveling, I finally made my way back home. I saw that there was some sugarcane on the beach over here, so I grabbed some of it and replanted. I got both my swords in my hands and started running around on the treetops because I was dual wielding and it looked really cool. And it's nighttime again, and I was really close to becoming a Hashira. I found these two demons over here. This arrow demon was able to be taken out really quickly, and when I did, I got both of his hands. His hands weren't really good for anything. I did find this spider jockey. I shouldn't have killed it, but it was gonna die anyways. And it was right next to this demon, and I used my sun sword to take that one out. Right after that, I found another one of those demons, and I saw Upper Moon 2. It was coming towards me. I said, no, 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 no. It got me really low after like 2 seconds, and I just booked it. I even said, move out the way to all those mobs, and just completely ran away. I ran to the beach area when I saw this guy. He looked really strong, and of course he was. I hit him into the water, and when I was running across the beach, he bombed the whole thing. He got me super low, and I knew that I was gonna have to eat my golden apple. I knew that I could still kill him though, so I ran over there, and he did a lot of damage. He started summoning this like black swarm around him or something, and he turned into a wolf with a sword, and he came right at me. I kept using my sword, and my sun breathing thing was doing pretty good, but I still figured that I would need a lot more power to kill this guy. Eventually something else caught his eye when I was still trying to fight him, and he went over there and died to a freaking Hashira. The guy shouldn't have went over there. There's 2 Hashiras right next to him, but I did pick up his blood demon art, which was a gun. I couldn't quite use it because I wasn't a demon, but it was still cool nonetheless. And that same night, I finally became a Hashira. I'm now one of the strongest people in Demon Slayer, but this arrow guy was gonna kill me. So I went right over to the water so he didn't, and used my sun breathing to kill him. I looked through all of my achievements, and I had completed so many of them, I was very happy. And then I saw Upper Moon 3. I was not ready to die yet. I was already really low in my heart, so I booked it this way, and I said, alright, Hashira, you can deal with them. Now looking back, I realized that I am a Hashira, but I'm gonna deal with these kind of demons right now. The ones that are strong, but not too strong. Killed the arrow demon pretty quickly, but that one Steve demon gave me a lot of trouble. And after using a lot of breathing techniques with both my swords, I got the Love a Hashira achievement. I was out on the search for food, I had none of it, so that's what I did for the rest of day 42. It is now day 43, and I'm ready to start enchanting some things, but I needed a good location to put my enchanting table. There wasn't any room upstairs, really none of it downstairs, and I wanted it to be symmetrical. I tried placing them there, but it really did not look good at all, so I just went to sleep. Day 44, I really wanted to get some enchants going, so I went over to my crappy enchant area that did not work out and destroyed all the books and built them downstairs in the basement area. I got what I thought was a level 30 enchanting room, but it was only level 28, so I had to go make some more bookshelves, and now it was level 30. I started to enchant some of my things, and on my legs I got some decent stuff, but no actual good protection. On my helmet I got really good stuff, and after all this was said and done, these are all the enchants that I had gotten. I had also decided to enchant my pickaxe and my axe with efficiency 3. After another 2 days of traveling, I finally made my way back up to the mountain, and started to kill more demons. I saw this one demon over here, and it was an Upper Moon, but there's a Hashira with me, so I figured that I would be able to take it out right here now. This was an Upper Moon, I knew that for sure, but I kept using my flame breathing, and then her brother or something came along and joined in the battle. This guy was also super powerful. While battling 2 Upper Moons right here, Upper Moon 1 joined in the battle, and I knew I had to dip out of there real quick or else I would have died. I found Rengoku, and I thought he'd be able to help me out here. He was able to hold off Upper Moon 1 just long enough for me to get a couple hits in and escape. I retreated to heal up, but this was going to be the one time that I was able to take out any of these Upper Moons. So with a bunch of other help, I was able to finally take down this one chick that didn't have a head anymore. And I guess she was upper rank 6. Some time had passed on the mountain, and there's another upper rank 6. I did not want to fight her, and I was just like, okay, nope, I'm gonna leave. There were some more Hashiras down here fighting, and they launched me way up into a tree. And they took out like this whole landscape thing with a smoke attack. I did not want to die, so I left on the treetops and dipped. I was going to kill this lower demon, and then upper rank Moon 1 spawns right there in front of me, and almost killed me immediately on the spot. I kept using my sun sword, and I just ran away. I left. I was gonna die if I kept trying to battle him. I looked for a good place to jump and hide into, and I found this tree, and I hoped that he wouldn't be able to get me from up here. And he was able to hit me from the tree. I received 320 damage, and I got a new skill, the Demon Slayer Mark. I didn't see him anywhere near me, but he was stalking me underneath the tree. He hit me one more time, and then I jumped off this cliff to get away from him. He was still chasing me, but I was swimming away, hoping that he would not be able to get me and one-tap me. I looked behind to see where he was, and he was still chasing after me. He was on the top of the mountain. I used my mist breathing to get away from him. I eventually lost him, and then I found this whole generated building on the top of a mountain. I noticed that Tanjiro was in here. I was feeling pretty good, so I decided to fight him. And let's just say that might have been a mistake. I got down to 1 heart and dipped out of that thing. If that door didn't open, I would have died there for sure. I healed up, and then I went right back up to try and kill Tanjiro through the wall. I was hitting him through the wall, and then he actually got out of the freaking door. I was already really low, and I knew that this guy would be able to one-tap me if he got close to me, so I kept trying to get him away, and I finally killed Tanjiro. Sadly, he didn't drop his sword, though. Now I wanted to test out my Hashira capabilities, and I jumped off this giant cliff and only took 1.5 hearts of damage. I saw another generated structure over here, and I went to check it out. Over here, there is some food that I picked up on top of a gravesite, which was kind of weird, but I was going to take it nonetheless, and there were some chests with nothing in them. This guy was also here, and I think he's the owner of the Demon Slayers, and I was able to punch him to death. Eventually, I found another generated structure, and I went inside and found Inosuke, Zenitsu, and Tanjiro. And just outside the house, there were these purple flowers, and I decided to collect them to put them around my house. Later that night, I found the hand demon, and with my flame sword, I was able to take him out really quickly, along with these other smaller demons. Later, I found the same demon that's like a dog again. He flung me way into the air, then he jumped into the air, and the battle was actually kind of cool, but I guess I just killed him now, because I just got the achievement. Later, in the corner of my eye, I found this sword right here. It looked like a thunder sword, and I looked at it. It was a thunder sword. It was Kayagoose. I went to see all the forms that it could do, and this 6th form was crazy. In the morning of the next day, I found Emu, the guy who turns into a train, and I was gonna take him out. He teleported me to his, like, own world, so I just had to stay alive until I got teleported back. I tried to kill these zombies, but none of them were dying. I guess it was because I was in this dream world, but soon after that, I got teleported back. Now, I just had to kill him here and now. I had to turn him into his train form, and now this is his final form. If I kill this, I'll have killed Emu. Kept using Kayago's sword because it was really good, and I was able to take out Emu. I spent the next 3 days killing demons and working on my way to get back home. I made my way back home, and there was a demon inside my house, so I killed it through this wall. Went inside and upstairs and went to bed. I took my lapis and I wanted to enchant this sword. There were no good enchants quite yet, so I figured I'd wait and hold off to enchant that sword. I took those purple flowers that I got and put them around the outside of the house, and it turned out really good and made my house pop a lot more. There was still that little bit that I had to finish. I finished that up, picked up all those appliances, and moved them inside the house. I decided to cook some food, and then I just sat there and waited for it. I got some iron out and made a bucket because I wanted to make another portal, and I would need that to make the obsidian. I also needed desperately a better way to get into my enchantment room. I was going to break these blocks to make a staircase going down to it, but there wasn't enough room, so I just built this and I'd put a ladder here eventually, and it would take up less space. I got my bucket out, went over to the ocean and filled it up, and then went on the search to find some lava. And later that same night, I found a lava pool, but first I had to kill this fish demon. It actually lasted more hits than I thought it would. I placed down my water bucket right here and started to collect the obsidian. I kept checking my back because I kept hearing these loud explosion noises, but I knew I had to get the obsidian really quick and then I could leave. I got the last obsidian and now I can leave. Then I saw this demon and it started to attack me. It looked powerful, but it ended up not being too powerful. I hit it a couple more times, it kept evading my attacks, and then I was finally able to kill it. It was the lower 6 demon. I got back to my house, I went up my stairs, and went to bed. The next day, I finally built the nether portal. I built it downstairs, but now I just needed some flint, and that means I needed to go find some gravel. I went this way because there's a lot of rocks over here, and to my luck, there was some gravel right here. And it only took 2 tries for me to get a flint. I brought them both back home, made my flint and steel, and then lit up my nether portal. I went inside, and then started to collect some nether quartz to get some experience. Once I had 30 levels, I exited the nether to go enchant some things. And on my new sword, I got sharpness 4 and sweeping edge 3, a crazy enchant. So I went back into the nether to get some more levels, but while I was collecting some nether quartz, I saw a bastion in the corner of my eye. I entered the bastion and started to kill these pig brutes, and that is when I found a chest. I opened up the chest and it had some pretty good loot. It had some golden carrots, but nothing else other than that. I promptly left the bastion after that because there's nothing else in there. Then I continued to get some more XP. I got 31 levels and then left the nether. It was nighttime and I didn't want to fight demons, so I went to bed. I made myself a grindstone the next morning so that I could disenchant some of my items. I disenchanted my Rengoku uniform, and then I brought it downstairs to go enchant it. The enchantment that I got on it was Protection 3, which was really good, and I also got Thorns 2 and Unbreaking 3. I wanted to get much better enchants on all my stuff if I was going to take down the higher ranked demons. I got back from the nether with 31 levels and enchanted my pants with Fire Protection and Unbreaking. I finally patched this hole over here with some birch slabs, and I placed up the ladder. Went back into the nether to get a couple more levels. I got back to level 30. I realized that it was getting pretty late and I didn't want to fight any demons quite yet, so I went to sleep. I disenchanted my pants because they didn't have any protection on them, and I was going to try one last time to get a good enchant. I got Fire Protection 3 and Unbreaking 3 again, and after that I just left it. I then went on to enchant a book with Fire Aspect, and I knew that I had to combine this with my sword, so I made an anvil, and then combined it with my Sharp 4 sword. I decided to test it out on this sheep right here, and it worked. I had a Fire Aspect Sharpness 4 sword. I spent the rest of the day cooking food on my campfire, and going to my basement and breaking down all of the grass blocks down there and filling them in with birch blocks. And when it was all done, it looked so much better down in the basement. I also added some pressure plates to the doors. And then I went to sleep. I made it nighttime with my futon so I could go out and look for some demons to kill. I found another one of these arrow demons, and I found and took him out with my thunder swarm. I also found Zenitsu and Tanjiro, and I compared my thunder sword to Zenitsu's. Later that night, I found some demons that I've never seen before, and they launched me so high into the air. I threw my ender pearl, even though I didn't really have to take them out. I used my thunder breathing and was able to take that one out really quickly, and then this one came soon. This guy also tried to kill me, but he was also pretty weak, and my thunder breathing was too strong for all of them. Not much longer, I found a new challenge. I heard Zenitsu and some other people trying to fight this demon, and this was upper rank 4. This demon was extremely powerful, and it could like teleport through pots. Zenitsu had his armor on and was already attacking it. I found Tanjiro over here. Tanjiro had actually found it. I still was looking for it because it kept teleporting through its pots, and over here I changed my thunder breathing to a different form to go kill it. I found some of its fish demons over here and tried to take them out, but I still hadn't found the demon yet. After a little while, I found him on the beach, and he was shooting all these spikes at me, and it actually poisoned me. I hit him over there, and he teleported again to this area. He had my Fire Aspect on him, and then he captured me in this water bubble. This water bubble was doing a lot of damage, so I ate a golden carrot to heal up, and then tried to use my axe to escape it. But I guess it was just a matter of time before it let me out. I eventually broke free and started to kill some of the other demons that he had summoned. He was fighting with Tanjiro right now, so I used my thunder breathing on him again, and then retreated to go heal up. I came back and he was looking hugely buff, and then Tanjiro was gone, and I was able to finish him off for good. And then kill the skeleton, of course. After killing that upper rank 5, I was feeling pretty accomplished, so I was happy going to bed. I set the time to night with my futon one more time because I wanted to kill some more demons and kill some higher ranks. And you wouldn't believe it, I found another upper rank 5 demon. And he wasn't as strong this time because I had gotten stronger, and the sunlight was able to take him out. While I was looking for some food, I ran into upper rank 1. Thankfully, it was daytime, so the sunlight was able to take him out because I was not ready yet. I looked at my achievements, and I saw what I had to do to get stronger. I had to beat some Hashiras. So, I went back to Mount Sagiri to look for some. I found these weak guys over here and was able to take them each out in one hit, and they also dropped some cool masks. Now it was time for me to take the big gamble and start a fight with the Hashira. I hit this one, and she was able to do a lot of damage in just 2 hits. She was loading up a breathing technique, so I used my thunder breathing. I jumped at the greatest time because she was doing her slashing attack, and I just barely dodged it. After fighting for her with a little bit, I got her with my Fire Aspect part of my sword. She kept hitting me, and I jumped over a lot of her attacks. She got me almost to half health here, and with a couple more shots, I took her out. I killed my first Hashira, and apparently it didn't give me the achievement or anything, or the sword. So I went over to Inosuke, I picked a fight with him. He was already much easier because he didn't have as many attacks. I came at him with, again, he used his beast breathing on me, but it was no match for my thunder breathing. After about a long time of hitting him, I finally was able to take him out, but he didn't drop his sword, so I was kind of sad. After 2 days of looking, I finally found Ryu. He was a lower ranked demon, but I still wanted to defeat him nonetheless. I got him with my Fire Aspect sword. He was doing a lot of damage when a bunch of demon slayers came to tag along. We were all able to defeat him really quickly. I saw this other demon when it was turning daytime. I didn't know what it was, but it was headless, and I killed it really quickly. Now, this would be the most pivotal moment of the 100 days. With this drum demon dead, I checked my inventory, and there was this drum in here. I right-clicked it by accidentally, and it killed a demon in 1 hit. So I decided to try my luck on this Hashira with it. It kept knocking him back, and it was doing pretty good damage. I kept using the drum on these Hashira for a long time, and eventually I was able to take him out. Just like that, I got a new sword and some new hearts. I decided to try out the sword, and I got a new achievement called the Sound Hashira. So this guy used sound, which was basically explosions, to attack his enemies. I found another Hashira and decided that I would be able to take her out as well. I used my drum, and it did a lot of damage, but this Hashira was really quick. I continued using my drum, taking a little bit of damage but not too much, and I was finally able to defeat the Love Hashira. Her sword was insane. It was basically a whip, and she had a lot of different breathing techniques, and each of those breathing techniques was super overpowered. After getting 2 Hashira swords and defeating 2 of them, I wanted to see if I could enchant this drum, because that would be super overpowered. I popped it into the enchantment table, and I could really only get Unbreaking on it, but that would be awesome. I came back down into the basement with my lapis to get Unbreaking onto the drum. I got Unbreaking 3, so now the thing would last forever. I also decided to enchant some of the swords that I got. I got Sharpness 2 on that sword, and I settled with Sharpness 1 on this sword. I went into the Nether to test out some of these swords. I used the pink whip sword, and I was able to take out all these zombie pigmen really quickly. I got bored with them, I killed this piglin over here, and then made a giant jump with the sword, and barely made it to the Nether portal. I got back at night and started to fight some demons. I found another drum demon next to this Hashira, and I found another one of these wolf demons, and I was just taking a lot of damage because it was making me stronger and it couldn't kill me. I took enough damage and then finished it off. And on day 80, I found the Upper Moon 1. I used my drum to hit him, and he hit me way up into the air. There's also a Tanjiro right there, and I figured that he would help save me while I jumped up on this cliff and healed up. Tanjiro did a bit of damage, and I came in with my drum to do some more damage. At this point, the drum was stupid overpowered. The guy couldn't get to me, and I finished him off with my drum. I was super excited because I needed the sword if I was going to kill MUZAN. He dropped the most OP item in the game. This thing can transform, all of its attacks are super crazy and ranged. I transformed the sword, and one hit to that demon did insane damage and lagged out my whole PC. I was feeling really good, so I took on the Snake Hashira. The Snake Hashira got a lot of good hits in during the battle, but this sword was so overpowered and there was no chance that it was going to be able to kill me. I then went to see if I could enchant this thing, and it was so overpowered that I couldn't. It had 18 attack damage, so I wasn't too disappointed because this thing was crazy. I mean, look at the range. It could even make moon meteors come down from the sky. Like, overpowered. I went into the Nether because I had some days to kill, and I got some ender pearls that I would be able to turn into Eyes of Ender. And after a few days of throwing this Eye of Ender around and following it, I got to the swamp, and it was right underneath it. Under the stronghold, there was a library, and after exploring for a little while later, I got to the end portal room. Then I placed in all of my Eyes of Ender and left. I got up to the surface at the end where the Ender Dragon was, and it was already trying to kill me. So I went through and made sure that it couldn't heal anymore. And I didn't know demons could spawn in the end. The Ender Dragon finally perched, and I tried to use this sword with it, but none of the attacks were really working. I switched to my electric sword, and it was doing so much more damage. On the second perch, I used my electric sword because it was doing a lot of damage. These crits were doing insane damage, but I thought spamming my sword would do a little bit more. It didn't. That's when I decided to use the 6th form. I flew way up into the air, and the Ender Dragon was now defeated. I collected my experience and left. I now had the rest of the days to search for MUZAN. And on the night of day 99, I found him, and he was already running straight at me. I tried to go in with my new sword, and he was doing so much damage. He had a lot of health too. I knew that if I didn't find another way to fight this guy, that I would be dead in no time. He took a lot of my health, even though I was almost a max Hashira. I was getting really low, and I was only going to be able to withstand one of his attacks, so I ran along the treetops. I figured that if I got him in this lava and then used long-range attacks, that I'd be able to kill him. I got to 2.5 hearts. I was one hit away from dying and the whole video being over. I needed to eat and retreat. That food did a lot to help me heal, but I only had 1 piece of cooked pork left. He was still down there, and all of his attacks were still super long ranged, even though mine were a little bit more long range. I positioned him where I might be able to hit him into the lava with one of these attacks, and it worked. He was now gradually dying in the lava, and I could just hit him with long ranged attacks to win this fight. I kept hitting with long range attacks while he was burning in the lava, and then he transformed. He got a lot more health, and I was able to still hit him with some long range attacks and the barrel. That is when he hit me, and I got super low. I honestly thought I was gonna have to re-record everything. The video was almost over. I got to 1 heart. Thankfully, I survived. I kept my distance, and he was still in the lava. It was almost daytime, and I wanted to finish him off, not the daytime. I ate my rotten flesh, kept using the spinny bladey attack, and finally, I killed him. I went down there to inspect. If there were any drops, all of it was burned up, but I didn't care. I sat on my bench, on my campfire, and I finished this 100 days. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It took me a long time to record, edit, make, do everything, and I would really appreciate if you subscribed. It's free, and we're trying to hit 100K by the end of the year, and if you were before that, you could say before 100K, and that would be awesome. So please subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this video.